Hey everyone, this is Will It Fix. We're looking at a snowblower today. This is from a family acquaintance. If we swing over here, what happened is at the beginning of the winter season, they put in some gas and it ended up that their gas had separated. It had been sitting around so long. So what we're gonna do is get down here first to see how far that orange sludge went. This is a turn-on valve. We're gonna uncrimp some of those hoses and see what we find. Okay, we pulled the hose clamp off, as you can see down here. And all you do is, to do that is, take one of these, just some pliers, crimp down on that and move it out of the way. And it's as easy as pulling that little hose off. The good news is a little fuel came out and the fuel was clear. There wasn't any sludge in it. So I think what happened is up here in the fuel tank, that sludge kind of bogged down the filter, hopefully preventing it from getting into the carburetor and plugging up the whole system. So we're going to go ahead and pull off the hose clamp and the filter from the tank, and hopefully be able to drain all this junk out, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I ended up pulling off the fuel tank and dumping out what was in there. The fuel filter in there was actually doing a pretty good job of filtering it. You can see the shutoff valve there. When I would open that up, fuel would drain out and it would filter most of the gunk. But to give you an idea of what we were dealing with here, this is the fuel that was in there. This was inside the tank, and as you can see, there's a good layer of separation between the two, and all that orange gunk was sitting on the bottom of that tank. And so some of those little droplets were coming through when I would turn on that shutoff valve. But if you look at that top part, that's what was mostly coming through the filter. To give you an idea of the difference between that and fresh gasoline, that's what fresh gasoline looks like. So if you're trying to run separated, even partially separated gasoline through your lawn equipment or snowblower or even your car or something like that, obviously you can see there's going to be a huge problem. So we're going to put this back together, run some fresh gas in there, and hopefully this top layer of gasoline didn't gunk up the carburetor so much that we have to pull that out too. So okay, so here's with the gas tank reattached. Put some fresh fuel in there. I had to come over here because it still wasn't starting. And there's just a little heat plate, protects the carburetor right here. And if you look underneath the carburetor, there's a screw that holds back the fuel from dripping out of the bowl. And in the bowl, I took that screw out, and in the bowl was a bunch of that orange junk from the separated fuel. So I drained that, and once I did that, put the screw back in, and she starts right up. So it turns out it's not too difficult if your fuel separates. Clean out your fuel tank. You might have to blow through your fuel line over to the carburetor. Empty out the bowl. Dump in some fresh fuel, and you should be good to go. So will it fix? Absolutely.